the Hopper Issue 4 approaches, we are glad to make another chess composition video, this time regarding the on-demand series for retros. And who else will be better in explaining retros than Andrew himself, one of the team members of the Hopper magazine. Hi Andrew.
Hello Anirudh.
How are you?
Well, pretty good here. So thanks for asking me to guide you through or admire your solving of a retro.
Okay, so could you please explain to us what today's composition is going to be about?
Okay, well, this is a version of a problem from 1997, and we'll get into the authors and history maybe after the solving. But it's a so-called proof game in 19 moves. That means this is the position after Black's 19th move, and there is a unique way to reach it, unique sequence of 19 white and 19 black moves, legal game to reach this, and that's what you have to find. We're not worried about good moves or bad moves, it's just about legality.
Okay, so let's try solving this. So for white we can only see one move, which is b into a3, but paradoxically enough there's a rook on h1 missing, so we'll also have to figure out how in the world does that rook on h1 get captured. On the other hand, for black, we see king e7, rook b8, and for rook b8 to happen, there must have been a knight switchback, so that's 4 moves. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 moves, which we can see must have happened. And the other 5 moves which are remaining most probably were something to do with maybe something like bishop a3, after which there was b into a3, and also maybe one of the knights going all the way till h1 and then coming back. Okay, so I would say let's start from a new board and play out the moves. So white's first move must have been a knight move, because he couldn't have moved any of the pawns, or else of course we won't be able to get the pawn on a3 and all the other pawns remaining on their first square. So maybe let's start with knight f3. Okay, let's go knight c3, d5, knight into d5, queen d6, knight c3, queen a3, b into a3. So now that we have accomplished this, we need to bring the pawn to h6 and the rook to b8. And also, how does this bishop on f8 get captured? This is also another important question. Okay, so let's, I guess, just play the moves. Bishop to e6, rook to b1, because we'll have to capture the b7 pawn as well. So bishop d5, rook into b7, knight to c6, okay, because we need to capture this bishop on f8, right? So maybe we just play, let's go knight to f3, because I think the rook gets captured on g1 most probably, so that this knight can go to d4, f3. Oh no, but it can't go to f3 because it would be a check. So we'd have to go to h3, take on g1, and then come back. Oh my god. 97. Okay, so maybe we can try first capturing the rook on h1. So h3. Okay, I guess this could be one of the paths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves it would take. So let's just go this. Of course, this is not unique. I'm just playing these moves out just to figure out what's going on. So we capture this, and now all of the move start. So there's a bishop here. And let's say we go knight c6, knight g6, take the bishop on f8, c6. What else is necessary to take? We take this, rook b8. Or maybe we go a5. One second. So we go a5 first, rook here, and then rook to f6. Knight f3, let's go queen d6, queen a3, something like this, c6. Yeah, now the problem is that we only have, how many moves do we have? Like 3 moves, and we need to play e6, king e7, rook b8, h6. Sorry, we need to play e5 and also get the knight back to g8. So there's a lot of remaining moves which we need. I think the main issue is how do we get this rook captured, and I think it must be captured on g1. However, it could be captured on h1 as well, like knight f3, knight g3 takes, and then come back. Okay, how about, okay, so the only problem when we go knight c6, knight d4, knight f3, knight g1 and capture the rook on g1 is that it would be a check. So
yes,
we could move like bishop b2, queen c1, king d1 and get the rook captured, come back, and then everything just switch back, so comes back to its original square. So maybe we could try getting that initiated. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. No, first we would have to go bishop a3, pawn takes, and then everything would happen. Okay, so knight f3, e5. No, knight h3, e5, rook g1, bishop here takes. Now this. Okay, so far it's unique fully. What next? So we need to get the b7 pawn captured and the d7 pawn captured and the queen captured. Okay. Okay, let's say we play. What can we play? Maybe knight g5, get the, try capturing the queen. So knight f3 here. Okay, so far so good, I'd say. Then we go a5, knight b7. Knight into d7. So till then we will do this. What else is remaining? Oh, sorry, this rook should be on f6, not g6. Okay, knight d7, bishop b7, king here, bishop d5. Yeah, so we need to play h6, king e7, and also get this rook to b8.
So that's another 4 moves for black, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's actually, so that's 1, 2, 3.
Or 5, isn't it?
5
Yeah.
moves. And
It's too many. 5 moves.
Yeah. So could something like this happen? I go this way. Okay. So we reached the position in 20.0. Is this the position, Andrew? Oh no.
I think it is.
No, kings remains on e7. Okay, so knight g8, h6, knight g1. So we reached this in 19.5. Okay, that's interesting. So I think,
isn't it?
I'm on the right path, but somewhere I think I can save some white's moves. So I think bishop b2, queen c1, king d1, rook g1. I think this must have happened because I think this is the only way we can preserve uniqueness for the composition. So
That seems likely, doesn't it?
yeah, and pretty aesthetic as well. So most probably the composer was wanting this to happen. Okay. If only we could go through this, which is not possible. So knight g5, because we need to capture b7, d7, d8 on their home square. So now we need to figure out what would be the best way to do that, so that we can come back in. So this is the 6th move, and we'll have to come back in how many moves? So 9, so 10 moves after capturing all of this, because we also need to take into account of this 3 moves. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this won't work. This is the path which we followed last time. Maybe. Okay, maybe we play knight f3. How about we try knight f3? Something like this, and then we start our funny business with all of this happening. Because now, yeah, this might be better, because now we'll end up on d8, and then it will take us 1, 2, 3, 4 moves to come back. Okay, so then it goes bishop to e6. No, we go knight f3 first, I guess. Takes d4, king e1, bishop e6, bishop d5, c6, knight h6, king e7, rook here. Oh my goodness. And we reached this position in 18.0, and now black has to play h6. But the problem remains the same, that it's 19.5. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because it's the fundamental thing that knights can't triangulate, so it will take the same amount of moves.
That's right.
So now we somehow need to lose a move.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. How do we lose a move? Because this takes 6 moves and comes back. Unless maybe it's not the knight which is doing the capturing. That could be. Or
maybe not.
Or maybe it's the other knight which is doing all the capturing. 2.
The other knight, the one which can triangulate.
No, I mean both knights can't, but maybe it will reach back its home square in like an odd number of moves compared to this, which is even. I'm not sure, but yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this knight will take 12 moves. How much would this take? Knight h3, knight g5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so both knights will take 12 moves. Okay, that's okay.
Knights can't triangulate.
Yeah.
I'll save you the time.
Okay.
Even a queen knight can't triangulate.
Yeah, I was just checking if it would take the same amount of moves or not, but yeah, agreed.
So what's going to triangulate?
Maybe the bishop or the rook. No, or the queen. I have a feeling it might be the queen because So this knight does all of the capturing, and then till then the queen goes to b1, c1, d1. That could be. So maybe I'll try it. But then again, the issue remains the same because we need 2 extra moves to go knight f3 and then knight back. Okay. I have a feeling, Andrew, I might need a hint. Which piece will do the triangulation?
Rook.
The rook? How? This rook won't be able to, so most probably this rook will. So...
It seems more likely.
Yes, okay. So that means this rook actually did all the capturing. Could it have been?
How many moves?
I'll have to play it out and see again. So, this. Okay. Now let's say knight c3. But what do we do now? Okay, rook b1. This. a5, rook a6. Rook f6. c6. h6. No, you won't be able. Okay, knight h6 maybe. Takes here. Rook d5. Should be 6. Yeah, rook b1. Rook here. Knight g1. h6. Oh. No, but we need to get this knight back. Oh no. Again, 20.5. Almost. Okay. Okay, so here we go knight g1. Rook here. And then this works, right? Surely. Yep, it works.
19.
19.
I think that is.
0.
I think that's it.
Wow.
So,
okay. Let me just play
well
the
done.
solution out. So, knight h3,
Yeah.
e5, rook g1, bishop a3, b into a3, knight c6, bishop b2, knight d4, queen here, knight f3, takes. Now this time knight c3, knight f3, rook b1, and finally white can go king to e1, a5, queen d1, rook a6, bishop c1, rook f6, takes, c6, knight h6. Oh wow, that's deep because we can't just straight away play knight h6 because it might feel as if it's dual. But now the thing is, white needs to take on d7, so first c6 must happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So rook
yeah.
f6, c6, and then only can black play knight h6. Check.
And now only can the bishop move after the knight has gone back to g1.
Yeah, so that white saves one extra move by going straight away rook b8 instead of rook d5, rook b5. So bishop e6, rook b8, bishop d5, rook b1, rook b8, rook a1, knight g8, knight b1, h6. Wow. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 switchbacks and 1 switchback with the black knight. So 7
Exactly.
switchbacks altogether. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is mad. So, you were saying that you were going to give some background history for this?
Yeah, this was done by an American and Dutch composer together, and it's Gianni Donati and Peter van den Heuvel, and they published it in '97 in the Dutch magazine Probleemblatt, where it got second prize that year. Now, I'm not sure it would, with respect, I don't think it would get that kind of a prize today because the level of sophistication of problems has moved on enormously in the intervening years. but nevertheless, it's a nice, accessible problem. And the question of parity is a lot of fun to deal with.
Yeah.
Their original version actually differs in that it's missing the final move, h6. And so I've added that. So what do you think the impact is of not having that 20th move for black if we stop after white has made another move?
Okay, so you're talking about this position, right? So this was what they had composed before, and that got second prize. And is this unique?
This is unique,
Yeah, okay.
yes. So why do we add the extra half move?
I think h6 is kind of nice because then there's also kind of a doubt in your mind as to when h6 is going to be played. And I think that also increases kind of the aesthetics as to how did the knight switch back. So
yes.
Which place did it switch back? So yeah, I think h6 is a nice addition.
Well, there's another reason for sticking that on, and that is that although this problem would, without h6, would be sound as 18.5,
Yeah.
it would be cooked as 18.0. Now, that doesn't mean that the problem is unsound.
Yeah.
But there are all the parity things that you were talking about, they don't work if we say that white doesn't need to make its final move, because you can find other tricks, other ways to solve it without needing for, such as you did, in fact, by having knights going and capturing things instead or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the thing is sound as 18.5, but it's not sound as 18.0. And does that matter? Well, I mean, in a way, it doesn't. I mean, the problem is still sound overall. But given that parity is so much an important thing in this problem, a lot of people, or some people, might feel that it's a pity that we have to emphasize in the stipulation that it must be exactly 18.5 moves, or and that 18 wouldn't be enough. However, it's oh so easy just to add another black move on the end. And the fact that we're forcing black to have 19 moves, because there are no shortcuts possible for black, it's basically 14 moves that we can see on the board, plus one for the capturing of the bishop on a3, plus 4 to get the knight, the black knight, to capture the rook g1 and out again.
Yeah.
Then there's no question it has to be 19. And therefore, if we've got 19 black moves, we must have 19 white moves.
Yeah.
So we don't need to say, aha, we need to make sure that it's exactly the right number of moves.
Yeah.
But the original problem is not unsound. It's just arguably a minor artistic blemish. The fact that they don't push it one move further on. And by the way, that means that precise counting that you can put on the black moves at the beginning. I mean, you did that, but I think you can maybe push it a little further, because you can eliminate right from the get-go the possibility that it could be the queen captured on a3. It just can't be. There aren't enough moves.
Okay.
There's 14 visible moves plus one for the bishop to reach a3 and 4 for the knight to get in and out of g1.
Correct.
And that also proves that it must be the knight captured on g1 rather than on h1. You just haven't got the slack to do it anywhere else.
Yeah, so what you are saying is that in one of the lines we had this happening where the white knight was going all the way till d8 and then coming back. So that was happening in 18, this is 17.5. Black plays knight g8, and the so-called position of the previous composition without the move h6 has been reached. But after the addition of h6, white has to play a move, and so there's parity which exists. So that's why...
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So having h6 keeps the stipulation simple. We don't have to say, oh, there's no, white must take exactly 18.5 moves in this. The shortcut is not possible. And I want to emphasize, I don't think this breaks the problem at all.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's an artistic blemish in a problem that relies on parity. I want the parity to emerge naturally from the board rather than having to have something in the stipulation that is then giving it, when it's not even necessary. It's just so easy just to give black another move.
Yeah, completely agreed. I think h6 is just a nice addition because when solving, you kind of, whenever you get like 18.0 without h6, if you get it in 18.0, you can kind of say that, oh, I've solved the position. And so you might not look into all of the possibilities and the parity of this composition. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. So that's what this little problem is all about. And Gianni, I've known for many years. He composed some great problems. He's not been so active in the last few years. He's a very active musician, particularly guitar player. And but he's still around. And Peter is still see him in Facebook from time to time. So, but this was something from 20 years ago. But I still think it's fun to solve. Where a lot of the top problems that you might come across today, really, they're much more difficult to solve than this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was very fun.
There you go.
Thank you for coming, Andrew, and for sharing this amazing problem and the parity which involved in it, and it was quite fun solving, so thank you very much.
Yeah, well done. I think you found it very quickly. I thought it might defeat you for longer, but it didn't. You just...
Well, I mean, that was also after
you got there very quickly.
Yeah, that was also because of the hints, that the rook was doing the capturing. But yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, otherwise I have no role here, so you're fine.
Okay. Thank you, and see you in the next video.
See you soon. Okay.